To remove and replace the brake pads on your Ranger XP Kinetic, follow these steps. Park the vehicle on a flat level surface, and ensure it is in park. Next, remove the tires from the vehicle. Begin by loosening the lug nuts while the vehicle is on the ground, but do not remove at this time. Then, safely elevate the vehicle. Reference your owner's manual for proper lifting techniques. Once safely elevated, remove the lug nuts and set aside. Then, remove the wheels and set aside. Next, on the caliper, loosen the pad adjustment screw, but do not remove. Then, remove and discard the upper and lower caliper mounting fasteners. Continue by carefully removing the caliper from the hub, and support it with a wire hanger, rope, or retention strap to avoid damaging the brake line. Next, push the caliper piston into the caliper bore slowly, using a C-clamp or locking pliers with the pads installed, until the piston does not move. Brake fluid will be forced back into the master cylinder fluid reservoir. Remove excess fluid as needed to prevent overflow. Also, remember to clean up any brake fluid promptly to prevent paint damage. Then, push the mounting bracket inward to work both ends of the brake pad off the mounting pins equally. And slip the outer brake pad out between the bracket and caliper body. Continue by removing both springs from the caliper mounting bracket. Then, remove the inner pad using the same process as the outer pad removal. Next, disconnect the caliper mount from the caliper boots. And slide the caliper mount off the caliper. Before continuing, inspect the two caliper boots for tears or damage and replace as necessary. Next, clean the mount pins with a shop rag and brake cleaner to remove any old grease or debris. Then, lubricate the mount pins thoroughly. Continue by inspecting the brake caliper springs for wear or damage and replace if necessary. Then, inspect the brake pads for wear or damage and replace if necessary. Also, replace if worn to their minimum thickness. Do not reuse pads if contaminated with grease and oil, or if soaked with liquid. Next, install the caliper mount pins into the two caliper boots, ensuring the lip is fully seated over the lips on the caliper and bracket. To do this, pinch the boots and twist to work them over the lips. Then, install the inner brake pad onto both mount pins at once, and press the pad in until fully seated. Continue by reinstalling the two springs onto the mounting brackets. Then, reinstall the outer brake pad using the same process as the inner pad. Next, carefully slide the caliper assembly onto the brake disc, ensuring the brake rotor is between the two pads. Before continuing, ensure any items used to secure the brake caliper are removed from the wheel well. Then, install new upper and lower caliper mounting fasteners and torque to specification. Next, slowly pump the brake pedal until pressure has been built up. Maintain at least half of the brake fluid reservoir to prevent air from entering the brake system. Then, on the brake caliper, tighten the pad adjustment screw clockwise until the stationary pad contacts the disc, and then loosen it half a turn counterclockwise. Continue by verifying the fluid level in the reservoir is up to the max line inside the reservoir. Next, install the wheel on the vehicle and tighten the lug nuts until fully seated. Once installed, safely lower the vehicle until the tires begin to touch the ground. This will help keep the wheels in place when torquing. Once lowered, torque the lug nuts to specification in a crisscross pattern. Finally, lower the vehicle completely. Repeat this process for the brake pads on the other side of the vehicle as needed. Always replace brake pads in pairs on the same axle. If the pads were replaced, the brake burnishing procedure should be completed by slowly bringing the vehicle up to 30 miles per hour and gradually applying the brakes until stopped. Repeat this procedure 10 times while ensuring the brakes have had sufficient time to cool between runs to prevent brake disc warping. For more information, see your authorized Polaris dealer or visit Polaris.com.